So Caroline Wozniacki v Mayar Sherif. Caroline Wozniacki service game, and Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of the box with depth for Mayar Sherif with a forehand return to the right, just out, so 15 love. 1-all on serve in the third and final set at 1-all on serve. Caroline Wozniacki service game. Caroline Wozniacki with serve to centre, bit of depth. Mayar Sherif with a forehand return with depth. Caroline Wozniacki forehand return. Sherif with forehand with depth again. Again, Wozniacki with forehand return. Sherif forehand, Wozniacki backhand. Both with depth. Forehand of Sherif to Wozniacki's backhand. Backhand to backhand. Then Caroline Wozniacki with forehand to left in. Mayar Sherif with a forehand struck to the left, and it's a winner. So 15-all. Mayar Sherif strikes a forehand winner to the left. So 15-all. Mayar Sherif led this match by 1-0. 6-2 in the first set, and 7-5 Caroline Wozniacki in the second set to level the match at 1-all. 33 winners from shots this match from Mayar Sherif. 9 Caroline Wozniacki. Caroline Wozniacki with serve stand to a bit of depth, and then backhand to backhand with depth. Sherif backhand to the right, and then Caroline Wozniacki with a forehand with depth to the left, and then Mayar Sherif with a forehand return shot to the right, just out. So 30-15 on this Caroline Wozniacki service game in the third and final set on serve. Tennis at the Olympics being played in France and Paris. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards the centre of the box just hits the net. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with almost a serve. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of a bit of depth. Mayar Sherif forehand return with depth to the right, and Caroline Wozniacki forehand return to left. Mayar Sherif strikes forehand to the right, and Caroline Wozniacki with backhand return shot to the right with depth, and then a backhand slice from Mayar Sherif just hits the net. So 40-15 on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. As this match is level on serve in the third and final set. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve toward the Caroline Wozniacki with a serve, with a wide serve with depth. Mayar Sherif forehand return with depth, and then backhand to backhand. Mayar Sherif's backhand to left had a bit of depth from Caroline Wozniacki. Then with a backhand to left, just hits the net. So 40-30. Mayar Sherif hit a backhand with depth to the left on the last shot. Mayar Sherif hit in that point, and Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre with depth. Mayar Sherif for forehand return with depth. Caroline Wozniacki with forehand to left with depth. Mayar Sherif for forehand to the right with depth. And then forehand Caroline Wozniacki, and then backhand to backhand with a bit of depth of 2 shots each. Then Mayar Sherif with a third backhand. And Caroline Wozniacki with a forehand to the right with depth, and Mayar Sherif returns with depth. And then forehand to forehand. And then Mayar Sherif with a forehand drop shot to the left. Caroline Wozniacki gets a backhand slice shot on it to the right, but just hits the net. So juice on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards Mayar Sherif, just and for return this point, and Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre just hits the net. So second serve. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of the box, bit of depth. Mayar Sherif strikes a forehand return to the left with depth from Caroline Wozniacki. With backhand return shot, and Mayar Sherif for forehand, Caroline Wozniacki backhand. Then Mayar Sherif strikes a backhand to the right with depth, Caroline Wozniacki forehand return with depth. And then backhand to backhand with depth. And then forehand, Caroline Wozniacki out of Mayar Sherif shot. Sherif's backhand, and then Caroline Wozniacki forehand to the right with depth. Mayar Sherif returns. And then Caroline Wozniacki with a backhand, short angled shot with depth, and Mayar Sherif gets a backhand slice shot to it, but just hits the net. So advantage Caroline Wozniacki on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. Caroline Wozniacki with a forehand short angled shot to the right with depth. Mayar Sherif got to it, but a backhand slice shot from Mayar Sherif after that just hit the net. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of the box with depth, just out. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards Caroline Wozniacki, the serve to the centre of the box, and Mayar Sherif backhand return with depth, backhand to backhand with depth. Two backhands each. Mayar Sherif hit a second backhand with depth, and then Caroline Wozniacki with a backhand to the right, just out. So juice on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve wide with depth. Mayar Sherif forehand block return, and Caroline Wozniacki with a forehand to left with depth. Mayar Sherif with a forehand on return, and Caroline Wozniacki near the net with a forehand drive volley to the left, and it's a winner. A forehand drive volley winner to the net, near the net, from Caroline Wozniacki on that point. So a forehand drive volley winner. So advantage Caroline Wozniacki on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to centre just hits the net. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre, a bit of depth. Mayar Sherif for a forehand return with depth, forehand to forehand with depth, and then a second forehand from Mayar Sherif to the right, just hits. So that service game is held 2-1 Caroline Wozniacki on serve in the third and final set. Caroline Wozniacki leads the third and final set with a breaker serve at 4-1 Caroline Wozniacki with a breaker serve lead in the third and final set. Mayar Sherif with a second serve on this point. Love 15 on Mayar Sherif service game. Mayar Sherif with a serve to centre, a bit of depth. Caroline Wozniacki rather forehand return with depth, and after a shot also forehand to forehand. Caroline Wozniacki with forehand with depth to left, and then Mayar Sherif with a forehand return to the right, just out. So love 30. And Caroline Wozniacki with a breaker serve lead in this third and final set. Mayar Sherif with a wide serve. Caroline Wozniacki a forehand return centre with depth, and Mayar Sherif with a shot with depth. Caroline Wozniacki with a return shot, but then Mayar Sherif at the net with an overhead smash to the right, and it's a winner. 15-30. Overhead smash winner to the right from at the net from Mayar Sherif on that point. Mayar Sherif with a serve to the centre of depth. Caroline Wozniacki forehand return to the right with a bit of depth, and then Mayar Sherif with a forehand drop shot to the right, but just hits the net, and it's 15-40 and 2 break points for Caroline Wozniacki. Mayar Sherif service game, and Mayar Sherif with a serve with a wide serve just out. So second serve on this point for Mayar Sherif. And Mayar Sherif with a serve to the centre of the box, bit of depth. Caroline Wozniacki backhand return with depth, backhand to backhand with depth, and forehand Caroline Wozniacki with depth, and backhand to backhand with depth. Mayar Sherif with backhand to the right with depth, and Caroline Wozniacki forehand return to the left with depth, and then forehand Mayar Sherif backhand with depth from Caroline Wozniacki. And then forehand to forehand, and Mayar Sherif strikes a short angled forehand to the right, and it's a winner. Short angled forehand winner struck to the right from Mayar Sherif on that point. So that's one of 2 break points on this Mayar Sherif service game. So 30-40. And the match is level at 1 set all, but Caroline Wozniacki would break a serve lead in the third and final set. And Mayar Sherif with a serve towards wide serve from Mayar Sherif with depth. Caroline Wozniacki backhand return with depth to the right, and then Mayar Sherif strikes a backhand to the right, and it's just out. And Caroline Wozniacki with a double breaker serve lead in the third and final set at 5-1 Caroline Wozniacki. So Caroline Wozniacki with a double breaker serve lead in the third and final set. So Caroline Wozniacki service game in the next service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve with a wide serve just out. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of the box, bit of depth, and then forehand to forehand with depth. Mayar Sherif strikes a backhand with depth to the right. Caroline Wozniacki turns them further forward, but near the net. Mayar Sherif with a forehand slice shot to the left with depth, and then Caroline Wozniacki with a backhand return, but then Mayar Sherif at the net with a backhand volley to the right, and it's a winner. So love 15, backhand volley to the right, and a winner with a backhand volley to the right from Mayar Sherif to finish that point. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards centre of the box, just hits the net. So second serve. Second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre, a bit of depth, but it's just out. And it's a double fault, and it's love 30. So Caroline Wozniacki with a serve. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards Caroline Wozniacki serve centre of the box, just out. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre of the box, bit of depth. Mayar Sherif forehand return with depth to the left, and then backhand to backhand with depth of two shots each. And Caroline Wozniacki with third forehand to the left with depth, and struck with a bit of depth. And Mayar Sherif gets a forehand squash shot to it, but the ball hits the net a bit, so 15-30. A backhand struck to the left with depth by Caroline Wozniacki with the last Caroline Wozniacki shot on that point. So 15-30 on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre, bit of depth, then forehand to forehand. Mayar Sherif forehand to the right, bit of depth. Caroline Wozniacki forehand to left with a bit of depth. Forehand to forehand of three forehands each, and a forehand to Mayar Sherif with left with depth. And Caroline Wozniacki backhand turn, backhand slice to the right by Mayar Sherif. Caroline Wozniacki return after a shot each or so. Mayar Sherif strikes a forehand to the left and strikes a forehand winner. Mayar Sherif strikes a forehand winner to the left. So 15-40 and 2 break points for Mayar Sherif on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. So 15-40 and Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the central box, a bit of depth. Mayar Sherif strikes a forehand return to the right, a bit out, so 30-40. So that's one of 2 break points on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards Caroline Wozniacki with a serve centre to wide of the box with depth. Mayar Sherif turns and Caroline Wozniacki further forward strikes forehand to the right with depth, and Mayar Sherif with a backhand shot return to the left just out. So juice. So that's 2 of 2 break points on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. So juice. And Caroline Wozniacki break points in this match, 6 out of 14 for Caroline Wozniacki. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the central box to Mayar Sherif forehand returns to right, and Caroline Wozniacki a bit further forward strikes forehand to the right with depth, and then Mayar Sherif strikes a backhand passing shot to the right and strikes a winner with it. So advantage and breakpoint Mayar Sherif. Caroline Wozniacki with forehand with depth to the right. Caroline Wozniacki towards net, but Mayar Sherif struck a backhand winner passing shot to the right. And advantage and breakpoint Mayar Sherif on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. Caroline Wozniacki serve centre with depth, and then forehand to the right from Caroline Wozniacki at depth. Backhand to Mayar Sherif from Caroline Wozniacki with forehand to left struck with depth, and Mayar Sherif returns with depth to centre. Caroline Wozniacki strikes another forehand to left with depth, and then Mayar Sherif strikes forehand to the right with depth. Forehand Caroline Wozniacki to centre, then backhand Mayar Sherif to the right with a bit of depth. Then Caroline Wozniacki strikes a forehand to the right with some depth, and Mayar Sherif with a backhand return shot to the right, a bit out, so juice. A forehand struck to the right with some depth on the last Caroline Wozniacki shot on that point. So juice on this Caroline Wozniacki service game. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards the centre, just hits the net. So second serve for Caroline Wozniacki on this point. And Caroline Wozniacki with a serve to the centre box, bit of depth. Mayar Sherif strikes for return depth, and Caroline Wozniacki hits a forehand to the right with depth, and Mayar Sherif turns with depth left. Caroline Wozniacki with backhand to the right with depth, and backhand to the centre with depth from Mayar Sherif. Now to a shot each also. Caroline Wozniacki backhand to the right, bit of depth, backhand to the right with depth from Mayar Sherif. Forehand Caroline Wozniacki with depth, and Mayar Sherif backhand with depth, and then after a shot or so each, the last shot from Caroline Wozniacki with a forehand to the right had some depth, and Mayar Sherif's backhand to left just out. So advantage and match point for Caroline Wozniacki. Match point on this Caroline Wozniacki service game in the third and final set. Caroline Wozniacki with a serve towards the centre of the box, just hits the net. So second serve. And Caroline Wozniacki with a second serve on this point. Caroline Wozniacki with serve centre of the box. Mayar Sherif strikes a backhand return to the right, just out. Game, set, and match. Caroline Wozniacki, and Caroline Wozniacki wins by 2-1, 2-6, 7-5, 6-1. Doubles match: Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavassori v Pablo Carreno, Busta, and Marcel Granollers. The second set of this match being played on court 10 is in a tiebreak, and there are fan bases for this match. Bundesliga-esque, Borussia Dortmund, yellow wall-esque. It is quite something. And the second set is in a tiebreak. And a serve towards wide for the Pablo Carreno, Busta, Marcel Granollers doubles team, but it just hits the net. So second serve, Marcel Granollers serving the first point tiebreak. Granollers with a serve with a bit of depth to the centre of the box, and a backhand return to the left is a bit out. So that is the first point of the tiebreak in the second set. So one love to Pablo Carreno, Busta, and Marcel Granollers in this tiebreak in the second set. And it is Simone Bolelli serving this point for the Simone Bolelli Andrea Vavassori team. Simone Bolelli with a serve to the centre of the box with depth, but just out. So second serve for Simone Bolelli on this point. Simone Bolelli with a serve centre of the box and a backhand return with depth left, and a forehand by Simone Bolelli to the left just hits the net, and it's a mini break in the tie break in the second set from Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta. So it is a mini break for Carreno Busta and Granollers. So Pablo Carreno Busta returning on this next point. Simone Bolelli with a serve to the centre with depth, and Pablo Carreno Busta strikes a backhand return to left and a winner. A backhand return winner ace from Pablo Carreno Busta to left. Good return off that serve. Double mini break for Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers in the tie break in the second set. And free love Marcel Granollers and Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta, rather. And it's Pablo Carreno Busta serving the next 2 points. Pablo Carreno Busta with a serve to the centre of the box and a forehand return to the left with a bit of depth, and then Pablo Carreno Busta with a forehand to the left just hits the net. So 3-1 to Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers in this tiebreak in the second set. and Marcel, Paolo Carreno Busta, rather, serving another point on this next point. Paolo Carreno Busta with a serve to the centre of depth and a return. And then after a shot or so, it's a backhand volley to the right and it's a winner. So 3-2, Marcel Granollers and Paolo Carreno Busta. 3-2 and on serve in the tiebreak in the second set. And Andrea Vavassori serving the next 2 points for the Andrea Vavassori and Simone Bolelli doubles team. As Andrea Vavassori serving the next 2 points. And Andrea Vavassori with a serve towards Andrea Vavassori with serve sent to the box with depth. A forehand return with depth to the left, and then forehand from Andrea Vavassori, and then a backhand left. Clip stop and bounce just over, and then a forehand struck to the centre from Andrea Vavassori, and it's a winner. Andrea Vavassori strikes a forehand winner to the centre, and on serve in the tiebreak in the second set at 3-all. And Andrea Vavassori serving another point on this next point with Paolo Carreno Busta returning on this next point, maybe. And Andrea Vavassori serving another point on this next point. And Andrea Vavassori serving this next point as well. So, and Andrea Vavassori with a serve. Andrea Vavassori with a serve to the centre of the box with depth, and a backhand return with depth left, and a forehand to the right with a bit of depth, and a forehand struck to the right, and then a forehand volley, and then a forehand struck to the right again, and then a backhand volley just hits to that. So a mini break for Paolo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers. 4-3 Paolo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers with a mini break lead in the tie break in the second set. And Marcel Granollers serving the next 2 points for the Marcel Granollers and Paolo Carreno Busta doubles team at 4-3 Marcel Granollers and Paolo Carreno Busta. And Marcel Granollers with a serve to the Marcel Granollers serve to the centre with depth and a forehand return to the right, and then a forehand volley after that to the right is just out, and it's 4-all on serve in the tie-break in the second set. Andrea Vavassori with a forehand return to the right off that Marcel Granollers serve, and then Marcel Granollers with a forehand volley to the right just out, so 4-all in this tie-break in the second set on serve. Marcel Granollers with a serve centre, Simone Bolelli with a backhand return to the right, a bit out. So 5-4 Marcel Granollers and Paolo Carreno Busta in this tiebreak in the second set. The next 2 points being served by Simone Bolelli, and Simone Bolelli serving the next 2 points. And next 2 points served by Simone Bolelli. So Simone Bolelli with a serve towards Simone Bolelli with a serve towards the centre of the box with depth just out. So second serve for Simone Bolelli on this point. And Simone Bolelli with a serve towards a wide serve from Simone Bolelli. Backhand return to the right with depth. Simone Bolelli with a forehand to the right, and then a backhand to the passing shot to the left, just out. So still on serve in this tie break in the second set. Simone Bolelli serving another point on the next point in this tie break in the second set. And for the Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavassori doubles team, 5-all in the tie-break in the second set of this match being played on court 10, tennis at the Olympics, being played in France and Paris. Simone Bolelli with a serve to centre wide of the box with depth, but a forehand return to the right, and then a forehand volley at the net, just hits the net, and Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta lead 6-5 with a mini break lead in this tie break in the second set, and they've got set point to level the match at 1-all, and potentially in a final set tie break, first to 10 or 2 points more, potentially into that set. Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta have set point to potentially level this match at 1-all. This is the last match being played today. This doubles on court 10. It may be a one-side outside court, but there is quite the fan base for this match. Like, really quite something. And it's a serve for the Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers doubles team. And it's a wide serve with depth, and the backhand return to the right just hits the net. And the match is level at 1-all. It's 1-all. And Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta have leveled the match at 1-all. And it's into a final set tiebreak. Wow. So the third and final set match tiebreak. Simone Bolelli, Andrea Vavassori v Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers, and the first point of the final set being served by the Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavassori team, with this first point of the final set tiebreak, first to 10 or 2 ahead if at 9-all. And it's the first point about to be played in the final set. And it's a serve. It's a serve, and it's a serve towards it's a serve to the centre, a bit of depth, backhand to the right, struck on the return by Pablo Carreno Busta is just out. So 1-love, Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavassori, the first set of the tiebreak in the third and final set match tiebreak of this match on court 10, this competitive doubles match with quite the fan bases. It may be a one-side outside court, but the fan bases are quality. And the next 2 points being served by the Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers doubles team. And it's a serve to the centre with depth, and the forehand return to the right. Can't quite get the ball much further, so 1-all in this final set match tiebreak, and another point being served on this next point by the Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers doubles team, and it is a serve towards the. It's a wide serve and just out. So second serve on this point for Pablo Carreno Busta. Pablo Carreno Busta with a second serve on this point. Pablo Carreno Busta with a serve to the centre, a bit of depth and a backhand return. But an out-and-out, a forehand volley to the left by Marcel Granollers, and it's a winner. Forehand volley winner to the left by Marcel Granollers. Vamos, and 2-1, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta in this final set match tiebreak. And on serve in the final set match tiebreak, as Andrea Vavassori serving the next 2 points for the Simone Bolelli and Andreas Vavassori doubles team in this final set match tiebreak. And Andreas Vavassori with a serve in a minute. And Andreas Vavassori with a serve to the centre with depth. And a forehand return to the left just hits the net. So level in this final set match tiebreak. Forehand return by Marcel Granollers to the left just hit the net. Just a quick check on that point. And serve may have just been just out. So replay on this point. Andreas Vavassori with a serve to the centre of the box with a bit of depth and a backhand return to the right by Marcel Granollers with depth, and then a forehand Andreas Vavassori to the left is just out, and mini break lead 3-1 to Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta in the final set match tiebreak. Andrea Vavassori serving this next point as well. Andreas Vavassori, and Andreas Vavassori serving this next point for the Andreas Vavassori and Simone Bolelli doubles team. And Andreas Vavassori with a Andreas Vavassori with a Andreas Vavassori with a serve towards Andreas Vavassori with a serve to the centre of the box with depth, and then a backhand block return and an overhead smash to the right is a winner. So 3-2 Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta with a mini break lead in this final set match tiebreak. And the next 2 points being served by the Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers doubles team for the next 2 points in this final set match tiebreak, with a mini break lead in this final set match tiebreak, as the fan bases for this match, the quality fan bases at this match, really quite something. And it and the next point about to be served, and the next 2 points being served by Marcel Granollers for the Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta doubles team. Marcel Granollers with a Marcel Granollers with a serve. So Marcel Granollers with a serve towards, and Marcel Granollers with a serve to the centre of the box with a bit of depth and a forehand return to the left, but the serve is just out. So second serve, maybe. Just a quick check of that serve. So second serve for Marcel Granollers on this point. And Marcel Granollers with a serve, with a wide serve with depth and a backhand return, and a forehand volley from Marcel Granollers with depth to left, and then a forehand lob return. But then an overhead short angled smash to the left by Pablo Carreno Busta, and it's a winner. Overhead smash at the net to the left, short angle by Pablo Carreno Busta, and hit a winner of it. 4-2 to the Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers doubles team in the final set match tiebreak with a mini break lead. Pablo Carreno Busta serving the next 2 points, and Pablo Carreno Busta with a serve to the centre with depth and a backhand turn, a forehand volley to the left by Pablo Carreno Busta, and a forehand turn, forehand volley from Pablo Carreno Busta, and then a forehand stroke to the centre just out. So 5-2, Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers in this final set match tiebreak. Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta with a mini break lead, and the next 2 points being served by the Andrea Vavassori and Simone Bolelli doubles team. And it is a serve to the, it's a wide serve with depth, and it's a backhand block return to the left, and then a bounce and an overhead smash, and then another block return, and an overhead smash to the left with depth, and it's another block return, but not quite over the net. So 5-3, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta, and another point being with a serve towards, it's a Simone Bolelli serve to the centre, and it's a backhand return to the right from, it's a backhand return to the right, just hits the net. So 5-4, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta, and the next 2 points being served by Marcel Granollers. Marcel Granollers serving the next 2 points. Marcel Granollers with a serve towards the centre, clips top net and bounces just out. So second serve, maybe Pablo Carreno Busta serving the next 2 points rather. So with depth for forehand return. But then Marcel Granollers with a forehand short volley to the right, and it's a winner. Yes, it's Pablo Carreno Busta serving on that point. Pablo Carreno Busta with a serve with depth, and then after a return, Marcel Granollers with a forehand short volley to the right, and it's a forehand short volley winner. 6-4, Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers. So second serve of these 2 points. Another serve on this point for Pablo Carreno Busta. Pablo Carreno Busta with a serve to the centre, and it's an ace! Good serve from Pablo Carreno Busta to the centre, and it's an ace. 7-4, Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers with a mini break lead in this final set match tiebreak. And it's Andreas Vavassori with a serve, and a forehand return to the right with depth. Andreas Vavassori with a forehand and a backhand return, and then at the net, Simone Bolelli with a backhand volley to the right at the net, and it's a winner. Backhand volley, winner to the right at the net from Simone Bolelli. So 7-5, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta. So Andreas Vavassori with serving another point on this next point for the Andreas Vavassori and Simone Bolelli doubles team. And Andreas Vavassori with Andreas Vavassori with a serve towards Andreas Vavassori with a serve to centre with depth and a backhand return, and then Andreas Vavassori strikes a forehand to the left with a bit of depth, and then a backhand return to the right with a bit of depth, and then a forehand from Andreas Vavassori to the left with depth, and then a backhand return to the right with a bit of depth, and then Andreas Vavassori strikes a forehand to the centre, and then after a backhand return, Simone Bolelli at the net with a forehand volley to the right, and it's a forehand volley winning to the right from Simone Bolelli at the net. 7-6, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta in this final set match tie-break. And next 2 points being served by Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta doubles team. And it's a serve, it's a wide serve with depth and a backhand return to the left, and then a forehand volley. And after return, a backhand volley to the left, and a backhand volley after that just hits the net. So 8-6, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta. And Marcel Granollers serving another point on this next point. So Marcel Granollers serving another point on this next point. And Marcel Granollers with a serve to the centre of the box, just out. So second serve for Marcel Granollers on this point. So Marcel Granollers with a serve to the centre of the box, just hits the net. So double fault, and 8-7, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta in this final set match tie break. And it is level on serve. It's on serve in this final set match tie break at 8-7, Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers. And it's a serve to the centre of depth. It's just out, so second serve. And Simone Bolelli with a second serve on this point. Simone Bolelli with a serve centre box, bit of depth, and a forehand return, striking a forehand volley from Andreas Vavassori, but then a forehand strike to the right, and Andreas Vavassori then can't get the ball much further after that. 9-7, Marcel Granollers and Pablo Carreno Busta, and they've got 2 match points in the final set tie-break. What a competitive second set tie-break to level the match at 1-7 to get to the match tie-break in the third and final set. And they've got 2 match points in the final set match tie-break at 9-7. And Simone Bolelli serving another point on this next point. And Simone Bolelli with a Simone Bolelli with a serve to the central box, and Pablo Carreno Busta strikes a backhand to the left, and it's a backhand return winner, a strike to the left by Pablo Carreno Busta. Wow, what a match, what fan bases, game, set and match. Pablo Carreno Busta and Marcel Granollers by 2-1, 2-6, 7-6, and in the final set match tiebreak, 10-7. What a match!